And here we are again, foreverfootballshow.com. We are broadcasting live from the Georgian Dragon. We do that every week here from Georgian Dragon in Seattle, Fremont at 5 p.m. You can come with us, join, watch the show here, have a beer, hoist a cup with us, have some fries. We have everything that you need here. And during the World Cup, this place is going to be just packed and super exciting. Especially, what's the best? Exactly. We're going to be here. Right? Exactly. you take it away, John. What?
June 12th. Big
What
match.
do you think? What's the?
I'm gonna call a 1-1 tie on it. It's we've had some recent developments here where England's lost their captain Rio Ferdinand. I think that's a huge development.
They lost their third captain. Third captain, yes, right? Because it used to be
John Terry.
Beckham could have been the captain. Terry screwing around with friends. We don't do that.
Is this a PG show or not?
Good for him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Third captain team.
What do you do with him? Let's talk about that. Would you accept that, like a player like that playing with you, knowing what he has done with a friend?
I don't think the personal life had nothing to do with soccer. We're here to talk about soccer, and as a soccer player, as a soccer fan, I think he should be there without a problem. I'm not agree what he does. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think it's about soccer. It's about the sport.
Look, in Brazil we have a term that we call, it's called Mary Clits. Mary Clits is the kind of girl that only goes out with soccer players. And once you date one, they will date all of them. So the other guy shouldn't worry too much about it. He knows what he was getting into. And Terry is absolutely welcome in the England team. But what do you think? But what about Ferdinand? Is it gonna be a big miss for comparing Beckham, Ferdinand? Who's missing? Who England will fit?
Ferdinand's a big miss, but he's been hurt most of the year anyway. So their teams have been playing without him anyway. So maybe not a huge gap. I mean, that team's loaded. I think it's going to take a real massive effort for the U.S. to even tie that game, but I think they can do it. I mean, they've been playing well here. The weak element of the U.S. team, obviously, is their defense. We don't know if Gooch is going to... I mean, Gooch hasn't even really played a full game in the back, and he's suspect there. The games I saw where he's in for 20, 30 minutes, he looks a little shaky. So if our defense can hold up, Tim Howard's great back there, but... I'm just holding out hope that we can advance through this group, maybe get a tie out of that first game that would propel us through the rest of the group, and I think we'd be in good shape, obviously, if we got just a tie out of that. But that's wishful thinking, of course, from a hometown fan.
And Aaron, looking at the developments, not only the injuries, but knowing that England beat Mexico 3-1, beat Japan 2-1, U.S. also had a couple of good friendlies out there. 3-1 against Australia, 2-1 against Turkey. Tough game against Czech Republic.
Yeah.
How does those results? Do they play a role?
I just want to throw it out there that in the game that England won 2-1 against Japan, Japan scored all the goals. So I'm just joking. I mean,
that is true.
It's true, but those two, I mean, they would have scored anyways. But
the Japanese,
England hasn't been playing as well as I would have expected. The U.S. they had a slow start against the Czech Republic, but I think they've progressed phenomenally well throughout their friendlies. They looked really sharp against Australia, and Australia's not a team to write off the books. Last World Cup they were solid.
It depends if it's the first half of the Turkey match or the second half of the Turkey match for the U.S. that shows up. The second half of the Turkey match, the U.S. was great. First half they were awful. So. We'll see who shows up.
We don't forget that those are just friendly games. Okay, you don't expect it to put everything, like cooking the best meat in the parrilla, like we say in Spanish, right? When you play a friendly game, you also have to take care of yourself. You don't want to lose one of your team player just because you want to win a friendly game. So, but I like what the United States did with play against Republika Czeka. Because that's kind of the team that he's going to be playing a game to Slovenia, right? Slovenia. That's kind of the same kind of speed thing he's going to play into. So I think that was a good friendly. It was good that he lost as well because that showed who's playing better, right, and who's really going to get the most in the team. And the other thing is taking care of themselves. It's really important.
Now, we have there's a situation. The witches are running around in South Africa, right? We've heard about, obviously, Beckham even before, now Ferdinand, Robin from Holland, Balak, Chelsea missing Mikel. Chelsea's Essien,
Essien.
Ballack, and Mikel, and yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Drogba, now another miss as well. We noticed a question here in the queue right a couple of minutes before, and the question was, from all these injuries, obviously they are great players, but from the impact of the influence or the help that they provide to the team, which national team will miss the most out of all these injuries? I'll start with Patricio here. We'll go in
Let
circle
me
here.
mention one. You just mentioned European players. Let me tell you, Suazo from Chile, which is a great player, and he's also been injured. And I think for the South American team, losing Suazo, the Chilean team, and it's going to be a big loss in that area. Now, in Europe, you mentioned Beckham. I think Beckham don't play soccer for a long time. I mean, he's a fashion guy. I mean, he showed the poor soccer that he's played when he was in Los Angeles. I mean, looking what the Galaxy is today, thank you that he's not there. You know what I mean? And I think it has a lot to do that we take the star out of the team and players start to play soccer. And that way, take today the Galaxy be the first team that we had, the best team in MLS.
that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there was any need in the game, except the goal, come to missing him. Okay, we had a lot of good players there too. So,
What about you, John? Who's going to miss a player the most?
Biggest injury, and he's still suspect at this point, I think, is of course, Ivory Coast Drogba. I mean, that guy is a goal machine. He's not my favorite player in the world. I hated him when he disputed Lampard in the last Premier League game on who should take the penalty kick. I don't think there's any place for that. The guy is selfish, but selfish and strikers go hand to hand. But he's just not my favorite type of player. But he's going to be missed for Ivory Coast, I think, beyond everybody.
I agree with you proportionally. If you think about, obviously, Robin is a great player, and he might not play for Holland. You see Ballack for Germany, all these players, even Kaká not in great shape for Brazil. But ultimately, Ivory Coast is built around Drogba. He is the star. He's the one who probably will. It jeopardizes the chances of Ivory Coast qualifying the group, because I do think that they have a chance in the group. We'll talk about that when we get. Aaron, what's your opinion, answering to the question from our fans here from the Twitter and the chat box? And you can send your questions right away as well. We'll be answering them throughout the show.
I'd have to say as well, Drogba. I mean, all other injuries are terrible as well, and Essien for Ghana is a huge one as well. But Drogba for sure, I feel like, he carries the team on his back, and Ivory Coast for me were a team I was pushing for in this cup, and without Drogba,
You change your mind?
It's hard to see him going through.
What about you? Filippo, you were just telling us about Pirlo out of Italy as well. What do you think about that?
No, actually, in Italy we have two possible players that we can miss. One is Pirlo, another one is Camoranesi. Both they won the last World Cup. But I have to agree with you. Drogba is the huge loss, considering the powerful of Ivory Coast. It's important. But I don't agree with you about Drogba and because he's selfish. He's not selfish. Try to think that he was struggling all the year, and he was just the same number of goals as Rooney was. And being the leader for goals scored in Premier League is very important. And he won't just he won't just
team is first. And when they took that penalty, it was 1-0. It was 2-0 to go up. And Lampard's taking penalty kicks for the team the entire season. You go with your main guy, and you don't have a guy that selfishly comes in and tries to exert his influence on top of the team. The team is the most important at the end of the day, not who gets the most goals.
I like your perspective because I've been a soccer player. And I like your perspective.
He pulled it hard.
But I can tell you something,
Yes, I saw that.
that in Europe it's a little bit different than here, and they know what they're doing. If 1-0, at the end they won 8-0, and they are so competitive, and that's the way because they win at the end. So, but I can accept your point.
Guys, this is the beauty of soccer. We have five people here. We probably have 20 opinions. So let's go for a quick break, and we'll come back in a second with ForeverFootballShow.com.